Hi, I'm Matt. We're here at the ARB Show 2018. I'm here with Steve and he's going to show us through the Multi-One products. At the moment we've got the Multi-One 10 series. So nice to meet you, mate.
Hiya,
Thank you for letting us on your stand and showing us through this machine.
Pleasure.
What can you tell me about the 10 series then?
Well, the 10 series is the biggest machine that we do.
Okay.
This is called a 10.8, which
Right.
is a 72 horsepower machine. We also do a 10.9, which is a 74 horsepower. Slight difference in the configuration of the engines.
Right.
But crucially, it's capable of handling 2 tons on the end of the boom to loading onto vehicles, so with the boom horizontal. So it's a big tipping load,
Right.
but configured so that you can still transport it by trailer. So it's under 2.5 tons gross weight with that kind of load. All Multi-Ones are designed to be compact, narrow, manoeuvrable, low in weight, so we go into areas where you can't get bigger kit.
Yeah.
We've got particularly high lifting capabilities for the physical size and weight of machines, practically class leading. But yeah, this machine here is 1.5 metres wide.
Quite narrow then.
As we go down to smaller machines, we go down to less than a metre. So, and we can configure different models with different wheels to give you different widths.
Okay, and these are really simple to change.
Yeah, 30 seconds. Quick connector here, so we can just disconnect the hydraulics. 2 pins on the attachment coupling, and then we just tilt the head of the machine. Off we go, pull it out.
That's done
30
obviously inside the cab.
30 seconds on, 30 seconds off.
Right, that's brilliant. Should we have a look inside the cab then?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're in the cab here, the 10 series. First thing I noticed, it's super comfy. I could definitely sit in here all day. It's quite spacious.
The cab's been designed with ergonomics in mind. So you're kind of in a more sort of back and upright position, like modern cars, where they can create more legroom. Well, the way to drive a Multi-One is left hand on the steering wheel. There's a knob, so you're literally spinning the wheel around to do your steering. Steering is by centre pivot design, so it's 2 chassis that bends in the middle like a bendy bus.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is your multi-function joystick. Operation of the boom for up and down forwards is forwards and backwards. The tilt plate on the end of the boom is crowd backwards and forwards this way. We have attachment activation on a switch here. We've got different choices of configuration for that when you choose your spec of your machine. Telescope, out and in. This one's for high flow, so this is for the auxiliary hydraulics for attachments. We can go into a higher range of flow, switch that on and off. Green button is currently unused. So everything's basically within your right hand and on your thumb. We've got rev control for the engine, and there's a digital readout for on the display, which is down here with all of your different elements that you need to keep an eye on, fuel and temperature and everything else. Then we've got some switch gear, horn, lights, another item here for activation of attachments, which is an extra service. We've got different settings for traction, whether we have effectively like an open diff or a closed diff, torque divider, this sort of thing, depending on the environment we're going to drive in. Park brake, high and low drive speed. Then there's various places for other switches, because we've got a range of options, road lights, heating, all sorts of things that we can add. And every option on our machine are retrofittable, so you can go with a basic machine, come back in the future, add an option. So this is the engine cover. Just pop two clips on either side, lift off. So under the hood of this 10.8 is a Yanmar 4-cylinder, 72 horsepower, water-cooled diesel. You've got access to all of your main service elements on the top here with fuel filters, air filter. Servicing from underneath is via a belly pan that we just drop off. The whole of the underside of the machine is a solid enclosed belly pan. Hydrostatic pumps and hydraulic pumps are further forward in the chassis, but if we steer the machine fully before we start working at workshop to do servicing, there's a panel we take off and we've got direct access from above to everything.
Okay, so these are, I believe, in addition to the standard wheels, these tracks. What can you tell us about these?
Well, tracks is a new thing for us. We've just basically launched the track system. So this is retrofittable. So you would take the machine as standard with wheels. You can buy the machine as a track machine from the outset, or you can start with wheels. We can add the tracks at a later point. And we can switch during ownership between wheels and tracks.
Right.
They're transferable. The track unit's British engineering. It's actually a British design, and we do those here in the UK.
Oh, brilliant.
All authorised and supported by the factory. The track system itself is supported and carried by the chassis of the machine, not by the drive motor. The drive motor just propels, so that you have to get less load on the components of the machine on tracks than you would on wheels.
Yeah. I know we mentioned before, this can all be operated in the cab as to how much traction that you actually want compared to like ground pressure.
Yeah, we've got 3 different settings. So the traction is all about the way that the oil goes through the wheel motors to create the turning force. With the system switched off, the tracks can actually turn at the rate that they want to, like the differential of a car.
Right.
So if we steer, the outside tracks and inside tracks will turn at different speeds.
Okay.
If we then engage the first level of traction, we get a differential. It's roughly a 60-40 differential. So now you'll get a little bit of, you get more traction, but you'll get a little bit of ground damage as you steer. And then we have a torque divided setting that basically gives us maximum traction to all 4 corners.
Right.
We'll engage that where the ground is really bad and we've got to have major traction, but where ground damage isn't something we're too worried about.
Okay, so if we wanted to find out more about the 10 series and find out the costs and how much it is and things like that, where can we find that info?
Always the best thing to do is to give us a call. We're always happy to talk through anything with anybody. We're not very salesy, we're very much in tune with machines. So you can call us at our main office in Chesterfield on 01246 540 972, or go online, any of the platforms that you generally work with, search Multione UK. So multione.co.uk, Twitter Multione UK, Facebook Multione UK, YouTube Multione UK. Just go and search us on Google.
All right, brilliant. Well, thank you very much, Steve.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time. Cheers.
Thank you.